hit the live button. I'll hit that. We'll see. Oh, God. Moment. So, it's supposed to be live.
Says you're offline.
Maybe it's just doing that. If anybody can see. Oh, God. All right, where's my phone? I don't know why that's doing that. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. It just took a while to kick in there, so. Okay, we can all panic and run for the phone to call Terry. I don't know why that delay was there. It seems like everything else is pretty good. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Where's that brand new camera we bought?
I don't know. What'd you do with it?
We got a brand new camera, and I hooked it up. Same one as the one that we were using before, and it wouldn't work. Expensive shit. And so I just plugged the new cord into the old one, so that is like a $400 cord plugged into the old camera. From that damn dog chewing that up.
Well, what did you do with that brand new camera?
I gave it to you. So, I don't know if how many of you guys have been through an earthquake, and how many of you guys have been through tornadoes. We've been having them go on here steady right here for about the past 4 days. Now you can watch a hurricane on the internet and stuff like that. You can track it, but earthquakes and tornadoes just hit. There's no warning. And that's what happened here, and it happened with Xena. She has completely lost her mind. She is so destructive and just has a great time doing it, but it's just like she woke up one morning and just started turning over trash cans, running around the house with rolls of toilet paper, peeling them off, chewing up the legs of everything, tearing up pillows. She's gone nuts.
She's ripping the wallpaper off my walls from the bottom. She's chewed the leg in here on my bed almost down to nothing. I mean, it is bad.
Yeah.
She's bad.
She's bad. And she has taken to biting Coda's tail and just getting pulled around the house. Coda can't stand it. Coda's got... Xena's got a little thing going on with Coda. I mean, it's more her size. She loves, don't get me wrong, but she's got a pretty nice attraction to Coda. But I forget which dog we had. I think it was Coda biting Sean's tail. And would just, you get that big flag.
And Michonne would bite Mooge's
ankles.
Ankles.
It's just terrible. But she's doing good. She hasn't had an accident in weeks. She's pretty much housebroken now. And so she'll just cry at the door and go out.
But she is so black, we can't see her. And the other night they went out after dark, and Don found them on the dock. So that made me panic. So now at nighttime, I've gone out and bought a glow-in-the-dark flashing light collar so we can see her, because we can't see her when she's out after dark.
And I saw her on that dock last night. I could see where she was, and I was out there with them all today, and she about went in. She fell halfway over, pulled herself out. So it's a little too cold to be teaching her to swim, but we're close. It's Xina. I think is the correct spelling for it. I've made a mistake on here. Xena is correctly spelled with an X, but I put up Xena, Z-I-N-A. It doesn't really matter.
X-E-N-A.
X-E-N-A, see?
Bassett's on here. Hi, Bass.
All right, let me have it. Let me make Bassett all nervous.
What do you want?
That big long thing.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh. It's heavy.
That is a beast. That is a beast of a gun. And I'll show you the trigger pull. It's kind of like a 2-pound trigger pull. I mean, that thing goes off. So, it's Blaine Campbell. And Blaine is an XSF guy. And he custom makes these rifles for Campbell Arms and that website, Cheyenne or whatever I put up. And he reached out and said he wanted to donate a rifle. And he made the gun that Canadian, Rob Furlong, shot that Taliban with, longest one, and it was a 460. I think is what I don't want to get any of this wrong. And so he said, take your pick, man. You can have any of that. Well, 460 is just under a 50 caliber. And then the other, some kind of crazy ass gun was just under that. And I said, man, I'd love, those are expensive ass guns. Custom made. I mean, he just makes these. And I said, I want to take advantage of this thing and have something I'm not going to use. I said, do you have anything lighter than that? He said, I'll make you a 308. So that's what he sent down here. It's just a beautiful gun. And right now I can't get my fingerprints because I am getting a suppressor for this thing. It's suppressor friendly. It's supposed to be used with it. It's heavy as shit. This 15-pound gun. It's almost the weight of a lightweight M60. And so I'm not spooking every deer in the county when this thing goes off. That's why I really don't shoot a rifle too much down here, because I don't have any suppressed rifles. But when you cut loose on this place with one of these, not only are you freaking out every goose on the property, but all the deer start going nocturnal as well. So I got to get it out and get her sighted in, and the rest is history. So that's a nice one. And we'll let Bassett shoot it when it comes up. Don't drop it. And hopefully I'm not going to see any teeth marks on the stock of it until I can get it put up from Xena. So, yeah. Where's Kitty? Is she up there?
Sitting Elf sent me a beautiful Japanese knife. And I have used it probably 10 times since I got it. I was using it cooking today. Thank you so much. I guess he was tired of watching me trying to cut stuff with all my dull knives I have, so he hooked me up.
She's using it.
And then Don Canar, if I'm saying that right, where's my... sent us mask. And these are the ones that have got the filters inside them. They're all individual things so that I can have some in my car. Don can have some. That was so thoughtful. Thank you very much, because we actually have been wearing the mask that Don just found out in the barn. The guy that we bought the property for, I think that he probably used it for allergy seasons or something. Not the best. Not the best mask. So, no, thank you.
We reuse them so I can tell when Diane's been wearing one of the masks because there's makeup all over it.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. Thanks, bro, because it's getting a little touchy around here with all that coronavirus shit.
And our good buddy, Suezo, that's been down here several times, he made a very generous donation, and he does that from time to time, just out of the blue. We never know when it's coming, and it just seems to always come at the right time, and that did, because it's planting season. And because of where we live on the water here, and we've got the brackish salt water, it takes a little bit more money for us to be ready for planting. There is something called gypsum that, if I'm getting that right, that you put down. It takes the salt out of the ground to help and it's expensive to do that. And we hate to spend that money. Oh God, what she got? But you don't want to spend all the money and plant all the crops and stuff and then it just not come up because of the salt. So thank you very much. And we're starting to get spoiled by Chuck when he goes gambling. Whatever Chuck wins, he sends us half. So If he wins $100, we get 50. So I'm starting to get spoiled, Chuck. Thank you very much. A couple of people have sent in some donations that mean a lot to us, and if they have not been cashed, it's because my bank is shut down. Uh, I have to find out tomorrow how to do it. I've never had an ATM like this. It's a really small little town and a small branch, but you can get money out of the bank, but you can't make deposits. You can't put it in an envelope like most places. So I have not cashed a lot of the checks, so I will as soon as I can. What has she got?
Well, yeah, we're kicking. We don't know what's going on with this internet. I'm surprised I have this kind of connection now, but we have no idea how much that jetpack uses. But we know we're on a limit. It doesn't refresh till the 19th of every month, and we're already burning that shit up on the 25th. So
we have no internet without that jetpack. I can't get on my phone. I know a couple of you guys have tried to call me, and when I answer it, people just say, hello, are you there? I just have no phone service. So if you are trying to get signed up again or renew your payment, call Don's phone.
you got to straighten that thing out. I did that because I just had that gun propped up over there, and I guess I hit it on the way out. It's driving me crazy. Can you straighten that out?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, you gotta don't roll over the dog. She's right there. Look, man, she's gonna get us all. Hurt the
We'll
dog.
straighten it later.
Yeah, you just gotta watch. No, I'll straighten it now. Yeah. If they don't, it drives people crazy. Lucky I didn't knock it off of the wall and break it. Breaking everything else around here, but been raining for a few days. It sucks.
Herding chickens, I know. All my young friends do that. They, if I hand them a check, they just take a picture of it and it's in the bank. I'm not very good at shit like that. I'll get it figured out, but that just seems weird to me. It's like I don't mind taking money out of the ATM, but I don't like putting money in the ATM. It just takes it away, and I don't know where in the hell that shit's going. So I'm a little bit weird about some stuff.
Eddie Gallagher back on there, and Tofelhooden said, tell Rachel we said hi. Mentioned something about that scope, and it is loopholed. And you probably shot it before. If you shot that Model 700 tactical sniper rifle I had, I got the gun, but I took that off of it and put that scope on that one. So I got to get it to the range. I would not leave that scope on that rifle. We shot it too much during the course. It's a great rifle, that little tactical, but we shot so much bullshit ammunition through that thing.
I appreciate it, Hound. A jetpack is just a little square box that you can get on the internet with. You actually go through your telephone company, and we have got Verizon. So when I get my Verizon bill, it's got 3 phone numbers on there, and one of them is to that jetpack. And Don actually called to see if we could purchase some additional minutes, and we are maxed out on what we can get. So I appreciate the offer. I wish that you guys could, but I don't know. You're just allowed so much, and because everything we do is on the internet and the videos and stuff, it takes a lot of gigabytes or megabytes or whatever it is. It takes a lot to process all these videos and get them loaded up. So it'll get better. I really believe that this lockdown and everybody being on their computers more and on their cell phones more during the day, I think most people go to work and they're using their company phones and the computers. But now that everybody's home, that has to have something to do with it, because we don't have the best service here anyway, but we sure as hell don't have it during this lockdown. So might have to just make a few adjustments.
Yeah, we could have upgraded it, but when we called them back, it's just that little pack. I travel with it. You can hit the internet in the car. You can hit it all over the country. That's what I would travel with. And they said, no, we've stopped that plan. You've got what you've got. And so that sucks. So we just upgraded for some more shit. But
we've got two more. We've got two more videos from you guys, from subscribers, that'll be going up this coming week. And Setting Elf, we really appreciate you helping out. You did a great job. And I don't know what the background you had off there, but I need me a background. That looked awful good. Did you see Setting Elf's background? Look. Oh no, you give me those. Give me those.
She's got the masks. She's got the masks. No, she's in rare form.
Bad.
And she's found the dog food, the little plastic dog food things.
The Little Caesars.
Little Caesars that we give to Michon and that. And he didn't know what they were. He can't smell them, but she busted a tooth through one of them and went, oh my. There's something in here, and that shit's everywhere.
Well,
you can't turn your back on her.
I have been planting and repotting some stuff because it's getting closer to summer, and I would have already had everything done by now, but this weather's been terrible. And so I made a big succulent garden and it's a tall pot, really tall, like up to my waist. And I don't know how the hell she got it, but she got in there and pulled all my plants out. And then she grabbed one of the pots with dirt in it and drug it all through the house. So.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
She got the plants. She's jumping. She can get in the bed. She can get up on the couches now. She's underneath here and hold her up. But come on, you want to get up here?
I can't.
Training's going good. She's getting really good now. We got her coming, and well, not now. She's just looking at me like she's comfortable under there. Oh, Mad Dog's always fine. He's doing fine. Nevada Tim. Buffalo Bones. Buffalo Bones. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh,
green screen backgrounds. We used to do that with Chris Ratton. He helped us a lot doing our videos. We're not that clever to be able to do that, but he had me on the beach running and everything. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, he can do all that. So, you see C. Duck Roberts on here. C. Duck Roberts' mother works for a seed company and made a really nice donation of seed down here to Jeff, who farms all this. And they were just going to, use it after that year. It's just great seed still. And they shipped it down here in a truck, pallets of it. And he's got that, so he's getting ready to plant. If it stopped raining, I could get the rest of the place all dished up and going, because I'm itching to get on that tractor and go. But we canceled the turkey hunt with a blind guy. I talked to them today. I hated to do it, but it's not going to work. That was coming up here next week. And we don't know what we're up to for the rest of the year. We'll have to see. See how well this injections of disinfectant work. I'm hopeful. And I just want to clear up. There's a lot of miscommunications, misunderstanding of exactly what President Trump said. And he did not tell anybody to inject Lysol. We were talking about Tidy Bowl, the toilet bowl, the blue stuff. That's what he was talking about. And people, they jumped all over him like he doesn't know, the hell kind of shit is this, injecting Lysol? There's more than one disinfectant out there. And that's what we use. Keep ourselves healthy. So, and then Donko's he's just going nuts over Trump saying that shit. The guy just talks too much, so there you go. And then there's Chuck.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do, and about the charity and stuff for the year. We were talking about it, and I sort of think a lot of people are like us, and especially with our wounded guys that come down that have had a lot of surgeries. Their immune system might not be quite where they want it to be, going back on different medications. I just don't think anybody is going to be up for hopping on a plane and flying here. I don't think that they. I don't think that they are. Think that when the bans are lifted, I think everybody's going to ease back into that stuff. I know I am.
Well, when you
Oh
look
God!
Oh God! Well, now what she got?
Give me that.
Zena. She was dragging one of my. My whole life is on these things, these external hard drives, and she was dragging one through the living room the other day. You know, I went, "Oh my God, give me that damn thing! Come up here, come here, come here." See, she's, come on, little sad girl. She wants coated down, is what she wants, but she's
So I talked to my sister, and my sister and her husband fill 2 or 3 freezers every year. He's a big hunter, deer, turkey. He fishes every day. And then they have a big garden, so that all their vegetables and stuff. And their freezer went out after all that, and she said she loaded up 6 of the big contractor trash bags filled with food and took to the dump because it had all gone bad. And we had that happen. You quit talking to me like that.
She wants coated down. She gets jealous. Real jealous of Warrior. Warrior's jealous of her. It's just a big jealous palooza around here, so at least they can get out and run around a little bit.
Yep, Greg Scott. Whoa! We're going to be eating a lot of ducks if we don't have a bunch of guys down here eating them.
She's getting so big. She's getting so big.
Well, Greg finally came over. We broke down the other day. He's been quarantining just like we have, and he works on a farm in a tractor by himself all day. So I forget how long we are in for Don and I.
Oh God! We
into
didn't
this
invite
quarantine.
him down. We invited Rio down.
But we've missed Rio, his dog, and so Don built us a fire, and we sat out there and had a drink. It was nice to see another face. As much as I love your face,
Yeah.
it was nice to have somebody else to talk to.
No, it is. We don't know what we're going to do. Especially frightening was that Fauci saying that it's coming back. You know, we're going to get it this fall and winter, and that's right when the hunting season's going. And these blinds are close, and you know when people come down here, we want to spend time with them. We don't want to lock them up in the barn and wear masks in the goose blind. So we're going forward like this has never happened, farming wise, and get the place planted because either way, whenever this does recover, you're going to want the geese to be coming back here, that they fed up well. So all the work is going to be done well. And I was reading a lot about the Spanish flu and the flu of 1918 and all that. And this will get better. We will recover from this. It might take a little while. I think that 1918 flu, they weren't set for a couple of years after that. The whole social distancing thing went on there in a huge, huge way. And then they slowly weaned themselves off after a couple of years, and things went right back to normal. So it might take a little while, but I don't know.
Greg says he's okay. His fever's not really that high. Now they're asking him if he's been tested.
Trucker Dean, getting the pigs ready. So, yeah, we'll see what goes on with this thing. I'm not real wild about them reopening the states, but I was kind of impressed with the lengths they were going in Georgia when they'd show them on the news of the salons and the barber shops and the distancing. I even went off on that tattoo thing until I saw how meticulous they were becoming of wiping down and gloving up. And I had a point to that. I'm not wild about it, but I appreciate the extra mile and the governor of Georgia touting all that reopening, and that's all he's opening is those. You don't see the Capitol in Georgia being reopened. You don't see any of that. The municipal buildings, you're seeing tattoo parlors and dumb shit like that, you know. So he's fine. He's doing just fine because he's keeping that thing. So I don't understand the whole thing. In for a penny, in for a pound. If you're, it almost seems like they're, I hope I'm not getting it wrong, but they're not opening any of the official buildings there in Georgia and for business as usual. They're opening fucking nail salons. I hope it works out. I get it. I can go on a roll here anytime.
Mobile's getting hammered. What do you mean hammered? By the coronavirus or by storms, Sam? I've not watched the news all day.
Probably getting the tornado.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know anything about the 410, 45. They're both nice. I've seen those pistols. I've shot them. The F410 shell in them. You can wake somebody up with one of those. You want a nice self-defense, right? Pump them up with a 410 round. That'll shut them up.
So Don's been getting on me about being on Amazon and ordering things for my grandchildren and stuff like that. He's like, oh, stop that damn ordering. Every time I get on it, here comes something else from Amazon. Well, he informed me yesterday that he has ordered my 3-year-old grandson a brand new gun with a scope and everything. Ever since that turkey thing happened, now Pap's all over it.
That's the 308. No, it's called a Cricket. And when I picked that up from the FFL guy, he had one there. And it's just a little cute 22. I mean, it's really small. And so, why not? We start them young. So, yeah, the 410. That'll wake you up. So, our vets. I hope there's no veterinarians on here because I don't want to be too harsh with you guys. But like lawyers, I know how vets make money, and they don't make money unless you go in there. And they will find a reason to get you in. And I don't want to go anywhere. And all we wanted for the dogs was their flea and tick stuff and their heartworm medication. He wouldn't give it. You need to bring those dogs in, and we're going to run through all the expensive tests, and I'm going to give you this really expensive heartworm medication. So when we lived in Chesapeake, and my brother-in-law does it, but when we lived in Chesapeake, a farm near us where you could hear them things. They had 120 deer hounds and I think 30 rabbit beagles. And they would take those dogs during deer season because you had to have them in the swamps of Virginia to run those deer around. And they'd position guys all over the things and they'd put the dogs in there. They fed those dogs once every 3 days. And they were nothing but muscle and sinew, and they ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. They were unbelievable. And they would take those dogs. Oh
my God! She dug my plant out of Zena. That's not good.
Oh boy!
Oh my God! I don't know how many times she dug this little sucker. Oh my! How is she getting up there?
Get her something to chew on, besides the plants and stuff. But when they were hunting these dogs, I've never seen anything like it. I wasn't a real fan of running the deer with the dogs, but they would take the dogs out of these kennels up this chute. One guy would put a radio collar on them, another one would spray paint a number on them, and they'd load them up in these trucks. It was a thing. And I was talking to him about that, and hey, about heartworms. And he said, oh, you use ivermectin. I said, what the hell's that? He goes, I don't know, go vet and buy that bullshit. Just use ivermectin. And I did, and I would give our retrievers a shot of that. Pull up the skin on the back of their neck, and I'd give them a cc of that. And I did that for years. And my brother-in-law, with all his dogs and all his experience, that's what he does. To the point where he said he had to go to the vet for some strange reason. And the vet got on him about the heartworm. Don't you need any heartworm? He said, no, I use Ivermectin. And the vet got all over him. Oh, that doesn't work. He said he went back a year or so later, and the damn vet was selling it in his thing. When you buy HeartGuard for your dogs, the heartworm treatment, that's what that is, right there. And so we've done something else. I'm not giving the dogs injections of it, but I get that. I suck it up in the needle. I draw in a little bit of chicken soup stock or something like that and shoot it right into their mouth. Problem solved. So it's getting goofy around for everybody. There's some easy dosages for it. The only dogs that doesn't take to it real well are like sheep dogs, little Australian herding dogs, stuff like that. But Sean was fine with it. Coda, I started them on a small thing just to make sure they didn't have it because they've never had it before. But when you give them heartworm pills, those expensive ass things, that's what they're giving them in a pill form. So
I've actually bought the trachea chews for my dogs to chew on. Yeah, they liked them. There is dirt all through my living room right now. I just went in there. I mean, how she's getting up on that planter, I'll never know. But
Ivermectin, you can search it for heartworms, ivermectin, and that's what they give. It's a powerful wormer. They give it to pigs, horses, cattle.
I don't know, Steph, about kitties, but I just ordered some stuff from Chewy.com for my cats and for my little Michonne, because it's so hard to get her to take medicine. It's with a dropper, and it's actually some kind of herbal stuff, and it is for that. And the reviews on it, I mean, I don't think that anything herbal, holistic is as good as real medicine, but it got really good reviews, so I haven't used it yet, but I just got it, and it was affordable too.
Oh, it's in this one. Stop that, Xena.
There's dirt all through the living room, just clods of dirt. So you'll be cleaning that up in a minute.
What are you talking about? This shit for cats? It's not a heartworm thing. It's a real big deal for the cats.
She was asking about it.
But yeah, we get the flea and tick. Thank God we don't have a single flea on this whole property, but we do have the ticks. But that stuff just kills me. I got so doggone mad. And I'm sorry, where do you get this stuff? You go to a feed store. Anywhere that sells feed.
A seed and feed, like Co-op or something like that.
Co-op. You know, you can go up there and ask them if they have the Ivermec. And there's a lot of different recipes. You're going to read a lot of bullshit on the internet. But Warrior gets one full cc, a little over a cc. And I can send you the dosage. I really researched it well. But even just going off of that guide, just shoot them in the neck with 1 cc of that. Give it to them once a month and they're set. My brother-in-law mixes it up with some glycol stuff and makes a big batch of it, and that's what a lot of people tell you to do. You mix this up with that because it will mix with it well, or suck it up and put a little chicken stock in there because it doesn't taste too good and shoot it right down their neck.
Yeah, everybody's saying Tractor Supply is a good place to buy that stuff. And for my cats, we're not going to drag our cats up there and get them on heartworm medicine. And, you know, they always want a stool sample. And I'm not going to do that to my cats. But you can get it right off of Chewy.com and you don't have to have a prescription. It is the Frontline or whatever it is, the drops, you know, on the back of the neck. And we've never had a problem with our cats, have we?
No.
That stuff works pretty good.
We got on Chewy. That's where I get pissed off about the heartworm pills, and they required a prescription.
Mm-hmm.
So we called the vet, and he wouldn't give them a prescription to give to us. He's like, okay, dude, you know, I'm on it, man. So, and this stuff even kills the smaller larvae if they already have it, if not even more.
I think the reason that we have always had such a problem with, well, we really don't have a flea problem here. We have a tick problem, but in Chesapeake we had both, fleas and ticks. We've never lived in just a neighborhood with a yard. You know, if you live in a neighborhood with a backyard, you can certainly treat the yard, you know, if that's where the dog spends the time. But everywhere we've lived, we've got woods. You know, 5 acres in Chesapeake, and here got 80 acres, and our dogs are all through there, so there ain't no treating the area outside where they are. So I think that's why it affects us the most.
But we don't have ticks or fleas.
Please.
Thank God. Those things are murder. We used to have them in Chesapeake. There's a question for Terry. This isn't Terry's. This is my show. It's not Terry's show tonight. Sea Duck Robert.
He has to, he's asking Terry about that.
I know, I'm fucking with that. Just fucking with him. Yeah. And I see urinal text on here. I have your video. I'll get those loaded up in another subscriber's video, and we'll get those all loaded up. So if you're challenged like that, that was a pretty slick thing that Elf did, and he seems very genuine in being wanting to help you guys do that. But you'll see urinal text. His is the shortest video that's ever been shot. He just goes on about what he's doing during this virus thing, and I'll get it up. And that's all you got to do. You don't have to go into all kinds of stuff. Just shoot a short video. We'll put that thing up. What you're doing during the lockdown, who you are, things like that. So, and
Yep.
Elf is always there, and I'm always here to give you guys a hand. Just shoot it on a cell phone and fire it off through Terry's thing and just upload it right to the site, and then I download it and re-upload it. And the world's a better place. But we'd like to see. And what else you got to do during this lockdown anyhow? And Greg, we had to get Greg on here. I had to get Greg on here to talk about the potentials for food shortages in here. Being the farmer, he made a lot of sense, and all these factories, the producers shutting it down because of all the virus and everybody in such close proximity. But it's much, much more than that. That those are your groceries, but there's nobody eating in restaurants. Hence, there's excess.
Everything.
That they're slaughtering livestock because they can't sell them. They're digging up the crops in the field because they can't sell them. When you hear Greg tell it, Purdue sells a certain size of chicken. They are calculated to get those to the restaurants and into the things. That is the perfect size of chicken. That's what we sell. And when they get any bigger than that, they don't. They'll flip and slaughter them. They can't sell them.
We took a pig one time. We didn't know anything about it either. It was the first pig that we'd ever raised, and we were guessing on the weight. I mean, we didn't have a scale. We were guessing. We got that thing in the back of our truck and took it down to the slaughterhouse, and he looked at Don and said, "What in the hell do you want me to do with that?" And Don said, "Well, I wanted you to turn it into pork chops or sausage or whatever it was." And for cows, for pigs, for things like that, once you get so big off of the charts, they don't have the facilities to handle it. However they put those pigs down, it will wreck their machines.
There's nobody buying it.
Yeah.
When they get so big, I guess you got to see those processing plants, but when the restaurants aren't buying them, there's not much they can do. And I was reading that today. Greg sent me a link from a dairy farmer with 10,000 cows, and he has to feed those cows, and he has to milk them 2 or 3 times a day, and there's nobody to buy the milk. The schools are closed, the restaurants, what they mix in with milk, it's not you with a gallon of milk that's drinking that. It's like, I don't know, if people understand how long I can't sustain that before I have to take drastic measures. And
Yeah,
going.
Lyman, I think you're right. I don't think that we have any idea the scope of how this has affected our world, our not only our country but the world. I don't think that we have any idea yet. That's down the road. And tree trimmer, what? Well, Terry tree trimmer was up here years ago when he hadn't been on his back. He wants to know what the dick thing is. If you are offending people and saying things out of line, we can just dick you. And after you get so many dicks, then you're like,
Well,
can't comment or something. I don't know. Terry can explain it better, but we
had a problem going to bed and then waking up to all hell breaking loose. When somebody'd get a couple of shots of loudmouth in them and start picking on people on the website, and before we knew it, people were quitting all over the place because somebody's on some sexual shit or some racial shit or some endless politics stuff and telling everybody to. And so you get dick bombed, and that flags the comment for Terry to review. So yeah, so if you want to test it out on Manchu the next time he comments on something. It'll go to a good cause. You'll be hitting the target pretty close.
So I know some of you on here watch The Walking Dead. I want to know, have we missed the finale? Is it over for the season? We got on there last week after we finished this, all excited to watch it, and it wasn't on. If I miss the damn finale after watching that shit all season, I'm going to be blistered.
We don't know. We can't keep track of much anything. We're not even doing that much TV watching. We're communicating.
Shit.
We are. We're getting to know each other better.
So I worked on my screen porch yesterday. It was the first day that I could put on a t-shirt, mow bridges, got my hands in the dirt. I was transplanting stuff. And I was so proud. I had my hanging baskets hung up, and Don sat down at the table and he went, I don't like that shit. I can't see. I come out here every morning with my coffee. I come out here with a cocktail every evening. I sit here and I can see my ducks. I can see my birds. He can't see nothing. You can't even see the barn. So I've got to do some adjusting. So big boy, I like my porch, but he does enjoy sitting there. So we're going to have to come up with something else.
Blocking my view of the
I
bunch of
did block your view.
posies. All right. Sea Duck says they didn't. Oh yeah, some of these, we're just Diane's. What was The Bachelor, Bachelorette, American Idol? Everything's been affected by this thing. And Maryland, I tell you, Governor Hogan, Republican. Not everybody says all kinds of great stuff about him, but he's not budging. 3 weeks of it. And that was the other thing. I don't even think, because we had the soldier that lost his vision coming down here, but 2 other soldiers with him, a husband and wife in an RV, all the way from Rhode Island, I think. I don't think they'd have let him in the state. So we're doing all right here. We're working. I understand people's problem with the whole thing, but my God, man, you're playing with other people's lives. They got that new video out, playing the commercials of the doctors and nurses with the mask marks and scars in their face. No, I'm not going to contribute to that. There we go. Yep.
You got company showing up tonight, do you, Greg? Wonder who it could be. Don't let him in.
I didn't see Donko on here. I was making some really clever comments about
Donko right there.
Well, I didn't see him on here earlier. Some comments about Donald Trump. I know he
World
got
on Fire, he's saying, is good.
Real kick out of that disinfectant thing. Somebody gave him some bad information. That's all that was. we're set. What else are we going to do here?
Oh,
All
no.
good enough for work. I heard it, Uncle. Yep, I knew that would send him over the top. Elective surgeries, yeah.
Don was supposed to be having surgery next month in May, and well, I think he's decided not to do it too. But they're not doing the surgeries, I don't think now anyway. But he thought he was going to have it done in February, and that would have been great, because then he would have had a couple of months where it's really not anything going on. But now they're wanting to do it at the end of May, and no, he's got farming to do.
Yeah, I just got a hernia right in my belly right there.
He's got two hernias.
The doctor said, oh yeah, we'll take care of that. And I said, well, hunting season doesn't close until February. And he said, okay. I said, I don't have much to do after that. And he said, okay, just give me a call back and we'll get you all taken care of in February. Well, I go all the way back the hell up there and schedule that shit, and she puts me down. She said, there's nothing we can do until May. I'm on a tractor, see. There's nothing I can do until next year. If you want me to schedule it out in December to get it up in February, I'll do that. But I can't sit here and just watch shit going around, so I'll suck it up. It only hurts 20 hours of the day.
It don't hurt. You better be nice to me.
Yep.
I've been cooking for you all day. Big breakfast, big supper.
She has.
So
Mad Dog's alive and well. Mad Dog's always alive and well. And yes, Mad Dog's probably going through a difficult time that is local. It's his friendly neighborhood, that's what he calls it, his friendly neighborhood.
No, they're all shut down.
I know, his friendly neighborhood. Mad Dog's a social creature. And so
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do it for you so you can see it. I made a pork loin tonight for supper, and I found a recipe, and I used a whole can of whole berry cranberry sauce and a bunch of apple jelly, some liquid smoke, some bouillon cubes. I don't know what all. I put that shit on that pork. It's good, isn't it? Really, really good.
I have your attention.
Oh, I don't remember what video that was. I was talking about Fallon.
Just I don't think we would have tagged that or anything. I don't know. It's all in how you tag them. I don't remember. It would be under Don and Diane, though.
But that little girl that I did that to all those years ago will be back down here shortly. And I know I've just a couple of shots of her on one of the videos not long ago around Easter time or something. But she had just got up and her hair was on her head. So I'll try to get her on here so you guys can see my beautiful daughter. What a blessing that was. I've had a few miracles in my life, and that was definitely one.
Master Chief Davis is the same as Mad Dog. They're all fine. They're old, cranky. Everybody is fine. So, you can throw up some cooking suggestions for what they want.
Ask them to? Yeah.
Well, to sit there, we'll put that fire out, Don. I'm getting ready to thaw out a couple more ducks. We got ducks coming out of our eyeballs here, so we better be figuring out a recipe. You tell them about their brother-in-law's refrigerator?
I just did. You were sitting right here when I was telling them about it. Awful.
I thought you'd said something. Cook some ducks, something wild. And everybody makes fun of me for doing I could have ate that turtle the other day. I love doing that in a restaurant. We don't go in them anymore, but the waitress will come up and she'll take my order and I'll go, turtle soup, make it snappy. I can't stop doing that. Or I order 3 Snickers bars and a Diet Coke. That's one of my other favorite ones. That, and if I'm really flirty with the cashier at the at a store, young pretty girl, I'll ask her, "Do you guys sell men's toe rings in here?" That, and I have a great time in the checkout lines when our son was little. I'd be in the food line aisle, and he'd be acting up, and I'd yell at him, and I'd go, "You want to touch the Bernie thing again, or you want to go back in the oven?" I would do that, and people would go, "Stop it! You're gonna touch the Bernie thing again." I'm just funny when I have to do stuff like that. She wants to buy their dinners.
Yeah, didn't I make that stuffed meatloaf? I thought I made that on here already, but I can make it again. That shit was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it sure was. Sure was. Double R right there. Cather? He's not cathing me.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't.
And
I don't have
and
that
he
kind
was
of hurry.
pissing molten lava for a whole day. Ooh, it's gonna be awful.
No, I'm not. Well, I didn't know that. He didn't say anything. He said, "No, I got a wall in my stomach. Why would he cath me? I'm in and out. I just get up and leave. I don't know if you had to stay in the hospital, but you got me freaked out there a little bit. I'm not. That ain't happening."
Well, you have to be cathed when
Why
you have
would you
any
have
kind
to-
of surgery.
Why?
But they don't want you peeing on the table.
The guy told me, made it sound to me, that this is the same guy that told me to come back in February, like I was just in and out of there. No, you just got to stay off it for 5 weeks. He didn't say anything about that. That one guy with my leg.
See? They don't want you peeing on the surgeon while they're cutting on you.
Why would I go out?
They're gonna put you out.
What? What the hell is all this?
They're gonna put you out. What do you think? They're just gonna numb you and let you lay there while they're in there cutting your hernia out?
Cutting it out? You don't even know what you're talking about.
The hell I
Somebody
don't.
tell me that's not about to happen, because I'm just going to go with it here. That doctor wanted to do something crazy to my leg. Oh, my God. Yeah. A bypass. And I said, "Well, what's all that?" And he started getting into it. And he goes, "I'll have you out of the hospital here in 8 or 10 days." And I was like, "Dude, what? 8 or 10 what?" And she was there. I was like, "Are you going to cath me?" And he was like, oh yeah. I was like, "Are you going to intubate me?" And he said, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Hey, man, there's got to be another way around all this." So I've been working hard. I'm back up to 80-some%.
Okay, Peyton and the crew wants me to teach them how to make fried chicken.
Is Peyton on here?
Yeah, scroll down.
I didn't think Dad would let him on here. Sometimes we get a little colorful. It's Canadians.
Well, it
What
might
does she
just
want
be
you?
Dad.
I
He
didn't have to
said,
have a calf for my gallbladder.
Duke said that,
It ain't
Peyton and the
more
crew.
No. It's not a high. I actually have a highlighted one too. I'm a walking hernia machine, but I've had that since birth, and I've had this since I was a teenager. It's just gotten a little bit bigger. But I got one in my belly button, and I got one right in the wall of my stomach, and it's not a big deal.
Oh, I think having a catheter, Pep, would just be so convenient. You could just get as drunk as you want to and not have to get up and go to the bathroom. You just pee. Just sit there and drink and let it run into a bag. I think it'd be a great idea. A party catheter.
No, you don't. See, I've never spent a night in the hospital. I've said this on here before. My old man, when he had to get his knees replaced, my God, what a whiny. Terrible. When I asked my mother, I go, "What is up with that?" And she goes, "Your dad's never been sick. He's never had anything like that. He doesn't know how to handle this." And she says, anytime I get a little like that, I turn really whiny because I don't know how to handle that. But I can tell you what, the chances of that happening for that catheter, I'll do that shit myself.
They can clamp that bad boy fully with a penis clamp or two. Seriously.
Yeah, they could do something like that.
My God. We got to think of something better to talk about on Sundays than this shit. That's terrible.
Well, we can get Peyton. You tell us what you want us to cook, and then
Peyton wants me to
we're gonna
cook
tell
Southern fried chicken.
we're gonna tell you what we want you to cook, and you do a video of that as well, and get that up. We'll have a cook-off.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Oh man, this has got this is getting bad here. I don't know how even where this is going at. Well, I never knew that. He made it sound like I'm just gonna have you in and out of here. Yeah, I mean, it's a walkout. Why would they do that? Has anybody ever had that?
Shut up! You big whiner! I've had 2 kids and had to get fixed and everything because you chickened out, you big pussy. Get in there and get that surgery. I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
Oh, I'm not getting it this year.
Oh, really?
No, we'll see if I can get through because that was what appealed to me. He said, I'll have you in and out of here. Just go home.
He has
Take it
one
easy.
right here on his belly that sticks out so far, we've named it Quaid. And we'll say, how's Quaid today? Needs to be cut out.
And intubate me. I have, you know why? Because I don't, I have intubated a lot of people, and I have never, oof, that was a bad one. The worst one I ever saw, a doctor did it. He nasally intubated somebody. If you've never seen anything like that, whoa, buddy. The guy was completely conscious. He had to get the tube. I never saw blood like that in my life. Him shoving that tube down that guy's nose, and that was in the ER. Horrible. And, I know what, just jacking the jaw on it.
Donko says if it pops, you'll be in septic in just a few minutes.
I am out of here, man.
Donko's getting you back for being the Republican. He's going to scare the shit out of you.
Go get my Trump stickers. I've had enough of Donko tonight. This is no good, man. No, I don't. I am a puss when it comes to that. I like keeping that record. So, yeah. Remember, I think that bullshit. No.
Breathe, motherfucker, breathe.
Oh, God damn it.
You really look like a whiny little bitch on here in front of all our friends.
I'm actually sweating. I feel my head.
He's sweating.
I am just thinking about that and just like, man, I just don't like that stuff. And part of it is not messing around with my junk. Because I've had those, I've had 2 really bad experiences with stuff like that. And they're both Navy doctors and 2 of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I said, you want to do what? Really? You're flirting with them with 1 minute, next minute they're greasing up a glove and coming at you. Like, well, I never had that. Well, I had to have my dive physical for buds. And I went in there, I'm a fucking stud. I'm having that. I've never had that before. What was I, like 20 or 21 or something like that? I'd never had that. And she goes, just she wasn't doing anything. And then she said, just drop your pants and turn around. And I have not been right since. I haven't. You talk about a psychological wound. That was. And then I told the other one was the scientist that came to Team 2 for the diving thing. And we had to stick these thermometers up our rear ends.
How big were they?
Oh, they were terrible long. Just drained spaghetti, because checking our temperature when she was so pretty. I never saw that coming. I was just all kind of captivated by her. And she's talking about, the experiments they want to do on cold water. And you guys were diving in the middle of winter there. And we were all like, oh, sure, we'll do whatever. Right until she got to that. And started showing us how to grease this thing, and oh my God! And then she'd check our temperature, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Did you
got
have
it
to
in.
walk around with it in?
You had to swim with it in.
Something that long hanging out of your ass?
No, it wasn't. It was in my keister.
Something that long?
You've heard all this before. You went through
You
it.
said it was that long.
Well, yeah, it was an internal thermometer.
And it,
The whole platoon was in the head at Team 2 diving locker laughing our asses off, as we're all hunched over trying to shove them. And the whole dive, you felt like it was coming out. Every time you kick, never mind. I don't know how I get on
no,
this
but
stuff.
Terry, we've not had a colonoscopy. We pooped in a box and
No,
held it in.
no, I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going that route either. I think we're losing the connection.
Yeah, we're losing our red.
We're losing it. I think we've lost it. Yeah, we've lost it. We're going back and forth here. And it's gone. All right, things back up. So let's just say bye. We're losing the connections. This is just taking a turn for the south here. I did do a video for the folks on YouTube today. You guys have already seen it. That clown that called me on the phone. We put a spin on it, me and Diane today, for I don't think it's coming up.
No, it's not.
Put a spin on it for the departure of Kim Jong-il or whatever. And I'll load that up on YouTube here in a few minutes. So try to keep people.
Bye, guys.
I think we've lost it. We've lost the connection.